every St. Patrick's Day, you can bet on a couple of things. You can bet on the fact that there's going to be somebody puking into a bin somewhere, some American with a ginger beard on, and Mick Conlan's going to be fighting in Madison Square Gardens.
Yeah.
Every single year.
Well, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. You know, it's like three things. What is it? As the people say, there's three things guaranteed in life: death, Texas, and McCollum fighting at the Garden on St. Patrick's Day.
I brought my whole family to see you fight last year. And I had my ma, whose first boxing match it was, like my stepdad, my sister, my missus, whole family was out there watching it. And I've never seen that members of my family have such bloodlust before, like, you know, in close proximity. And I found that quite odd. Like do you ever get that with, like, you know, your auntie or your uncle or your granny or granda or whatever? You see a whole different side of them when they're watching boxing than you do when they're just sitting in the house.
I've seen it with a few of my aunts and stuff, but they're all crazy anyway, so it's nothing new, if you know what I mean. But when it comes to stuff like that, no, like my granny, God love her, she's passed away now 2 years, but she was my biggest fan. As an like, she passed away before I turned professional, so it was after I won the Commonwealth Games in 2014, so it was actually 6. Is it? Well, I was 6 years. 6 years now, is it? 6 years passed away. So, feels like it was only 2 years ago. It's mental. Because she was my biggest fan, and she never would have went to the fights, but she always would have been going to mass and lighting the candles and saying the prayers.
Yeah.
You know, coming back, and she would have grabbed my dad, because my dad was my coach. She would have grabbed him up their house and, listen, you got to tell me everything blow by blow. What did he do with my dad when they go into detail stories and all? And she would love it. Like, so she would have been one who I would have actually loved to see go to a fight, but she never bothered actually going.
I think that's what you see these sports stars, like they kiss the gloves or they kiss the fingers and they look at the sky, and like I think that's what we know would be happening if you're like winning and you're dedicating it to your granny.
That's kind of what it would be like. When I do it, I bless myself and then I kiss my glove and I like put it up. But it's like, that's just like saying, because I'll be honest, I'm not an overly religious person or anything, but I do say prayers to my relatives who have passed away. And when I'm praying, I kind of pray for the protection of myself and my opponent. I always pray before a fight, and I always kind of say, listen, no matter what happens, make sure myself and my opponent come out of this safe and healthy. Whether it be me winning or me losing, doesn't that I never pray to win or pray to lose. I always just pray for the safety. So, and that's when I kind of give a shout out the upstairs, just make sure we're watching over us.
I mean, you do have rosary bead tattoos.
I know.
You have to be really enough to be able to get in that, like.
I suppose yeah, I'm a little like, I always wore rosary beads.
I think that's turbo tag right there. Like you're definitely getting fist bumps from the Catholic Church on that one. Like,
brilliant, definitely. I've got the secret weapon is the rosary beads.
There you go. That's it. I mean, like when I passed my driving test back when I was like 21, I remember my granny telling me she'd lit a candle for me, and I got out afterwards. He took me to the past, and I did the old footballer. This guy going,
oh no, you did, my gosh,
I hadn't even passed away. Just like that. Thanks very much. Listen, Mike, we don't know what anybody is in for the rest of this. All we know is we've got our family, we've got each other, and we've got low grade production values like this. So the best of luck with the rest of the year, and like many all around the world, I'll be waiting with bated breath to see who you're getting shout out of next.
I appreciate it, mate, and same to you. Listen, I don't know when I'll be back in the ring. With all this stuff, it's just everything is so uncertain, and everything is still very fluid, where, you know, it's changing every day. Like, if you think about it, it's only 2 weeks ago I was meant to box on St. Patrick's Day in New York.
That's mad.
I was in New York, done a 10-week training camp, and was there in New York, and I was told, listen, the fight's not going ahead. So you do 10 weeks, of training not to get paid. Don't box, you don't get paid. So it's like a lot of costs involved in that. Know your training game costs. A lot of money lost. Like so.
Does insurance cover
It's,
that?
nah, not in the situation. I guess.
That's crazy. Like in another situation where a fighter gets injured, I remember somebody that your fella was meant to fight Carl Frampton, and he slipped in the
Uh,
chair and hurt himself. Like, are you covered in situations like that?
so I think if you step on the weighing scales, you're covered. So you'll get like a percentage of what you're meant to get paid. Um, but if you're if you get injured on like fight week and stuff, this is why boxing is a bit. No, it's not the best of sports to be in terms of things like that because they they don't really look after the fighters, especially in professional boxing. The fighters aren't really looked after. They're the last people thought of. It's TV companies, promotions, managers, and then fighters. We're probably the bottom of the list. Um, well, actually, it'd be fighters and then trainers because trainers have to wait and fighters to get paid. But yeah, it's not nice. You should kind of be covered in things like that because there is an awful lot of cost. And I know my promotion team would probably look after me if I really get on to them and says, but listen, I'm not going to go and chase pennies for when the next kind of fight is going to be found. So there's no point.
But the level up in terms of scale is like it's like when you're starting out fighting, it's like sort of little mini rungs, mini rungs, mini rungs, mini rungs, and then you get up to world title level, and then it's like taking a rocket. Like, do you know what I mean? You up to like you make so much money like that.
It's kind of like that. Like I'm in a good position right now because I kind of came into the game already and into the pro game with a huge profile after what happened in the Olympics. So I was kind of lucky that way. Yep, 100%. No, flip them up. Um, but a lot of fighters who wouldn't be in that position would be making pennies from the start, whereas I was already making really good money from the start, and I'm very grateful and very blessed that way. That's why I'm not silly about money either.
Yeah.
I invest money. Like the first thing I done as an amateur, I saved so much of my money I was able to buy my own house. So I'm not dumb that way. Like most fighters are, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think if you see other people go through it and squander it, like it makes you a little bit more frugal,
yeah,
I guess.
you
But
see all these fighters ban Rolexes and ban 4 or 5 cars when you can only drive one. You can only wear one watch at one time and one chain at one time. You don't need to buy loads.
does it
Um,
does it change in terms of weight class? Like obviously like the heavyweight
or
division.
the more you get paid.
Huh?
Heavier you are, the heavier you are, the more you get paid. As it goes up, the later guys get paid much less, much less.
What about people
Um,
like Floyd Mayweather? Like obviously he's getting dough and he's
he's
quite
different.
like
He's different. He's different. He's different. He had that invincibility around him where he's unbeaten. He still has it. Like, he's still come back, and like the whole world knows who he is. So he's going to attract a lot of attention, and I think it's all about how much eyes you're able to attract, really, and
how
how
far
much.
off his weight are you?
Well, I'm a good few weights below him. I'm about
Yeah.
6 weights below him.
Well, I mean
There's
like
loads of weights.
you both
There's super feather, lightweight, light welder, 4 weights between.
well, he's got an unbeaten record, and like you're just keeping going unbeaten. Like if like when,
Yeah.
when you, about 5 years time when Floyd's about 50 odd or whatever, and you still got unbeaten, would you take that paycheck, just bulk up, get yourself on the milkshakes, and just go and take the money? Like
I would bloody take it right now if I could get it. My God, he's getting these multi hundred and something million, whatever it is, 100 million checks he's getting. Yeah, 100% I'd take him. But 5 years time, I'm out of the game, man. I'm gone.
yeah.
I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm not waiting around this game for much long.
And where is retirement? Is it Northern Ireland or is it in America?
I'll never leave. I'll never leave. Never leave this country. Never leave Belfast. No way.
See, I'm living in Brighton at the
No way.
minute, and the call is calling me home. I'm starting to get that.
Uh,
I'm starting to get the pull back across the river.
I think I like I lived in LA for a year and just wasn't me. It wasn't my vibe at all. I'm not about it at all. I don't like the people. I don't like. Not that I don't like the people. I don't like the attitude of people and how it is. How it's very fake. I could live in New York 100% because me living in New York is like me living in Belfast. You know what I mean? Just
There's
like
straight shooters in New York.
everybody knows. There's so much community and stuff. In LA, there was no community. There is no Irish community. There is no um Irish people really around at all. So and the ones you do meet, like I was living right beside Becky Lynch. You know the wrestler.
Aye. Aye.
She's a lovely girl. And but she was more Americanized at the same time. You know what I mean? And
Aye.
obviously she's a wrestler. She's always away. We're living in the same kind of apartment complex. And I only kind of found out we were only living beside each other because we were born with the same physio.
Wow.
And yeah, so she was sound. Jason Quigley lived beside me for a while, then he moved back. But other than that, no one really.
See, I think you need, if you're Irish, you need other Irish people around you. I'm in Brighton and I'm playing for a Gaelic football team at the minute. Like, I mean, I can't hit anything over the bar. Like, I think it's, to be honest, it's probably more a glorified drinking club than anything to do with football.
That's brilliant. Class.
Listen, Michael, thank you so much for giving me your time. I'm really appreciative of meeting yourself. Again, I think last time I met you was in New York a couple of years ago,
That's
and
right.
and meeting your son as well, Michael Jr.
Yeah. The little man who's running about there wearing his new shoes. He's brilliant.
Take care. Take care of the family,
You
and
too, mate.
yeah, like enjoy the rest of your lockdown.
No, you too, mate. Listen, stay safe and hope to help you soon. Take care.